Double quarter pounder.
That's what they call me in the streets, double quarter pounder.
I mean, I'm more of a nugget person, but that's okay.
Is that like Penelope Half Pint's cousin? Double quarter pounder.
I keep telling you, I'm very tall for a halfling. Yes, I'm
Okay,
double
Will, you can
quarter
go
pounder
ahead.
of halflings.
Will, you can go ahead and give the countdown now.
Yeah, let us know when we're
Let us
live.
know
Will.
when we're on air. That'd be great.
Yeah. Oh, now it's awkward. Oh, now it's weird.
Oh.
Oh,
Hi
hello
everyone.
there.
Happy
I
Tuesday.
didn't
We
see you
can
there.
play it swap. We can be like, oh, hello, didn't see you there.
Oh.
Welcome to
Yeah.
another episode of Silver and Steel. We are your Tuesday night crew, and very excited to bring you our dice rolling shenanigans and chicanery
Shenanigations. Mm-hmm.
and machinations.
Mm-hmm.
If I was a villain, I
free-
would say my nefarious machinations all the time. That would be my go-to line.
I mean,
Freely does very little machinating. It just
Yeah.
happens. It's just
With
off
these
the dome.
glasses.
Just off the dome.
It's autonating.
that's how we'll know if he's ever
True.
actually taken over by some evil entity. Is he will start to
Ooh.
pontificate, and we'll be like,
Right.
no,
Yeah.
something's
exactly.
wrong.
No, smite the halfling.
I get taken over by an evil entity. Good luck, because I pontificate regardless.
It's true.
I left the
True.
middleman had it's so elegant in its simplicity.
Nope.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
I remember everyone was very concerned about Penelope because she seemed very confident for an episode. And everyone's
Yeah.
like, huh, you seem very brash today.
I mean,
Didn't
We
cry.
had some basis for distrusting Penelope when she was acting strange.
It's
I mean,
true. It's
remember,
true.
Freely had a check-in. What was it? 2 episodes ago. It's like, wait a minute. Have you just been Neverember this entire time? Like, we should just maybe just like let's get that out out right now if that's the case.
There was a couple episodes ago where I was like, it's always the nice ones that are the most mischievous. I can't remember what Penelope was doing, but I was scared. I was scared for a hot minute.
You
Mhm.
never know.
Speaking of
Good.
Penelope, let's talk about the amazing human being that plays her. Let's go ahead and get some introductions out of the way. Hope, take it away.
Hi, I'm Hope LaVelle, and I'm playing Penelope Halfpint, your friendly halfling druid, Circle of the Moon.
Circle of the Moon, Lauren.
Hi, I'm Lauren Urban. I'm playing Orkira Ildrex, your cleric, dragonborn, the cleric of the cleric.
Cleric of the clerical.
Cleric of the cleric.
I do healing and fire, and that's it.
Yeah, I played my first cleric this year.
I remember you
Oof.
talking about it. You were a forge cleric.
Yeah, it was the battle one.
Yeah.
Did you like it?
Oh yeah, I played on Halloween with like
Oh,
Deb
nice.
Brown Wall and Christina
right.
Ariel and
I
Matthew
remember that.
Lillard. It was a great game.
Mhm.
And yeah, I played like a basically, I don't know how many of y'all here are fans of Warhammer, but I played like an Adepta Sororitas where
Nice.
she was like, you know how we serve God by smiting the heathen, like so.
I mean, I didn't know you were from Arkansas too. Okay, right. Yeah. Right. That's-
Yeah, and they throw down.
Mhm.
Yep.
That was my
Big
first
nasty
time
maul.
playing. Yeah, they throw
yeah.
down. I was cracking skulls.
Yeah.
Forge
Clerics have
clerics,
been in-
Tempest clerics. Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Full
Clerics have
caster
been
with a smite,
incredible.
so-
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was snapping
Cleric.
necks and cracking skulls, and I was like, I don't think this is my last time playing a cleric. It was my first time. It's not gonna be my
fun.
last
Yep.
time.
Clerics
Well,
have been
There's
incredible
so much
for a
more
while.
than heal
Yeah.
bots now.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and I
Mhm.
did that too. Like I saved somebody from dying. I was like, I spare thee from death. But also, I
Honestly,
am
all-
gonna hit this man so hard, his eyeballs are gonna shoot clean out of his skull. And I did,
Honestly, all the way back to 3.5, clerics were amazing,
true.
but people didn't realize it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's true.
Welcome to the cleric club. We're glad to have
Yeah.
you.
Power. Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm ready.
Unlimited power.
Yeah, I thought low level
Yes.
barbarians
Itty bitty
shredded. Because at low level barbarians can throw down. But then I saw low level clerics. I was like,
Yeah.
Clerics have the same weapons and also spells. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Barbarians are pretty front heavy.
yeah.
Mhm. Speaking of front heavy, wait. No,
Where are
I'm
you
not,
going with this?
I'm not introducing
Be
anything
real
else.
careful.
I was gonna say beat Dave.
You don't say.
It's too late. It's too late.
You
You've already
couldn't
done
Would
it.
you
win.
like me to
You
hold that
couldn't win.
shovel for you, Jasmine?
Thank you.
You know what? You know what? It is not for your sake, Jasmine, but for Todd's that I will not follow up with that in any way. Yes.
You do what you want.
I was supposed to say, I'm gonna DM you later. Okay, so, but for the record, I do this on occasion. The terrible things I can't say outright, I'm just like, there you go. So if you see people start giggling all of a sudden, it's me being terrible behind the scenes.
Something
Hi.
wrong with my
We didn't
Can
headset.
confirm.
I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. I say
Mute
words
our
about
mics
things.
now.
I'm all over the place doing things. Did a charity one shot for World Builders last Friday with Taliesin Jaffe, Brennan Lee Mulligan, Sage Ryan, Abria Iyengar, Anna Prosser, and I'm forgetting somebody. Patrick Rothfuss, yes. And one of the things we said was if World Builders hit their goal, we would do a part 2, and they did, so we will. But
Nice.
the VOD is up now on Patrick Rothfuss Twitch. I shared it out, and the adventure will begin again sometime soon. That's it.
Fantastic. Speaking of that very same charity event, I think another member of our cast was a part of it. Jen.
Yeah, hey, I am Jen Kretchmer. I am playing Alyndra, your high elf cleric diviner wizard. I also was part of World Builders. I did 6 panels for them last week, including one yesterday, which was a conversation with just an amazing group of human beings talking about disability in fantasy worlds in gaming. And I believe that is also up on Pat's YouTube channel. It's so exciting that they hit their goal this year, and it's been a phenomenal time. I know I have one of the charity cards for the D&D goals for donations. So if you're into those, please donate. For $10 you can get entered to win those cards, and they're super cool.
Super
yeah,
fun.
Before we couldn't talk about
We
it.
couldn't
Now
talk
we
about
can.
it.
What does your card do? Because I'm gonna tell you what my card does after your card.
My card allows you to change one thing in the world to either make it more accessible, more inclusive, or more convenient. So if you want to have a cup of coffee on your nightstand every morning as your character, that's a thing you can do. If you want to change stairs permanently to ramps all throughout the world, so your character who uses a wheelchair can get around with no problem, you have the ability to do that. So it is a superpower in terms of changing the world for inclusion and getting rid of some stuff that we have to deal with in the real world that we might not want to have in our fantasy worlds. But also, floating cups of coffee. Why not?
Can I have both? Can I have ramps and coffee? Can just at the bottom of every ramp? Just
You can have
little-
anything you want.
Just a
Lauren,
coffee ramp.
coffee
yeah.
ramp.
That's
Absolutely.
Thank you, Jen and Hope. You've made my dreams come true of
Now
ramps
I'm
and
just
coffee.
thinking of Orkira and Alyndra like eating truffles and
Yes,
having
no,
coffee.
yeah.
No, like the example I gave them when I was doing that was about a wizard who didn't want to have paper cuts anymore. There was a wizard who created a spell to make sure that all pages were smooth enough that they would not ever cause paper cuts, because and I called them like something the delicate or something the fragile. I can't remember. But this is
That's
the example
awesome.
I send as how to use the card.
Mhm.
Mine is nowhere near as kind and egalitarian. Mine is the time warp. Reverse the last 30 seconds of gameplay. Whatever happened didn't
I love
happen.
that.
And when those 30 seconds elapse, you disappear for 30 seconds. That's it.
Oh.
So donate to World Builders, and you have a chance to get any of our cards that are accepted at tables around the world.
There's a whole bunch of
That's
other ones too.
fantastic.
So
Mhm.
Yeah,
it's
that's
really
really
cool.
cool.
There's tons of cool gaming gear. They have wormwood tables up in the auction. All sorts of amazing swag. And Todd was on there yesterday too.
That is true.
That's true.
It's true.
Introduce yourself.
Yeah,
Oh.
that was your cue, Todd.
That was a segue.
Sorry, what do I do with my hands?
She was doing a favor.
Yeah, I was on a great live stream. Fenway was dungeon mastering. She did a great job as always, and a great crew of people. And I got to play with Holly Conrad, who I've known for 10 years, and we've literally never played D&D until that moment, which is bizarre. I do have a card on World Builders from last year. It's called Perfect Warlock, and you get, I can't believe I did this so soon, you get 1 free level of Warlock, and I am your patron. I should have seen it coming.
Mm.
So that's the card.
I love it.
And I play Avren, the trickster
Mhm.
god, who has no power.
You were especially misbehaved last night because Sofieus was not there, and it was very entertaining.
You were also surrounded by 3 halflings, and there was a lot of jokes at their expense. So
They
you
were
should go
so-
watch the show. It was
They
very
were so
funny.
funny together.
They were amazing. Yeah. I mean, you all were. but
Freely
yeah.
was not mentioned. Don't bother watching.
I was in chat, and I already pointed out that I was going to have to come and rescue you again. So yes.
Meagan?
Why, hello. I'm Meagan Kenreck. I will be playing an artificer, wielder of various artillery and cannons and butter cannons. And that is all.
Fantastic. And as always, I am your dungeon master for this menagerie of people, this menagerie of mankind.
I like being in a menagerie. That's fun.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
That's what you are to me. Each a unique and special specimen of mankind for my collection.
See, you're pontificating again. There it is. That's the.
I tried to bring it back.
No, you did it.
I tried.
Because I'm just seeing like Hope pinned to a little board there with like her hair frizzed out like Penelope. You know, that's.
Yeah. Well, there's no physical torture. There's just the mental torture that is this game.
Valid.
Hit the trailer, Will.
Follow the raven's call as darkness begins to fall. To test your fate, it's time for the diamonds to break and choose whose side you will take. Give in to the powers revealed and come make a deal with your silver
Why you got a Hatfield on us? Come on, we had a very
True.
nice tone going on there.
You got to put the at the end if you're
Yeah.
gonna. Steal.
I'm here for it. Every time myself or one of our awesome players rolls a nat 20, somebody in the audience is winning a legendary bundle from D&D Beyond. So keep your eyes peeled for that. What else? What happened last week?
There's a turtle god, and we're underwater
Baby
saving a
kraken.
turtle god. And a baby
Ah,
kraken.
yes. It was one of my better traps I sprung for you all. A giant creature bound underwater, beset on all sides by siege weaponry, being operated by
The tyranny and iniquities of undersea creatures.
being operated by a baby, not a juvenile, a baby kraken. That Penelope was kind of trying to distract / talk to. Freely did cut one of baby kraken's tentacles, so now he's sulking on it, and
Do it again.
getting
You learned
upset.
how to say Sahuagin?
Huh?
So
Oh,
cool.
yeah.
Hooligan.
The proper pronunciation is
Sahuagin.
So what again?
You're
Yeah.
such a Sahuagin.
Sahuagin.
The hooligan.
It's like an owl.
It's like a
Griff
sea
says it
hooligan.
really
you know?
well.
That's a hooligan.
Sahuagin. We went turtles. There were
I like-
turtles.
I like
Turtles
turtles.
on an aircraft carrier
Yep.
full of
Turtle power.
My
pagodas.
I lovingly gave my daughter a stick of gum that I worked very hard on and a piece of invisibility gum. I flavored it to her favorite flavor of pudding. She went invisible, and could you believe she ghosted me? Had no idea where she was, despite it being a concentration spell. You know, I concentrated on that the whole time, and you ghosted me. I'm not hurt,
You weren't sure I was there, though, right? Because I could have been anywhere.
but you were invisible. So
So I
it's like
could've been anywhere.
you're like Schrodinger's daughter. Like I didn't know
Schrodinger's
if
daughter.
I didn't know if I,
I mean,
was.
I am Avren's daughter, so
That's true. That checks out.
so I'm doing my father proud.
And Penelope inked a baby kraken.
Right in the eye.
Wow.
Gangster.
Yes.
And I made,
Abe-
I made a sphere of tentacles, and
Yeah.
I hurt a bunch of people, and then
A-
thunder stepped out of it. So that
Avren
nice.
was surprisingly effective. He got there
Yeah.
first. He engaged the enemy. Like he was better than even he thought he was gonna be.
Mhm.
I think he was literally surprisingly effective. The
There
Sahuagin
are-
were surprised.
There are two larger enemies, kind of, or they were like lieutenants that are trapped in this circle, this hunger of Hadar. And then there are 2 with spears that are fighting the creature itself, the god itself.
And one of the chains is broken.
One of the chains is broken and a little foot popped out.
And by little,
It's a big little foot.
a god-sized turtle god foot of godlike proportions. So I think
But
relatively
it's little.
Listen,
Wait,
I'm
is
not
this-
going to tell a turtle god that anything other than what she wants to hear. So if she says it's little, it's little.
It's little for comparatively.
But thanks to Alyndra, she's not going to drown. And so hopefully we'll get her wits about her here momentarily and do some god stuff.
Yes.
And the Sahooligans were mad because they asked for the tortoise's blessing and she would not give it to them. So they came back to take it.
Forcibly.
All
right.
Blessing consent is sexy to Sahooligans.
And I think a couple of the Sahooligans are no longer asking about anything because they're dead, right?
Oh, yes. I think the 2 in the front you successfully killed. The one that crit her, I know for sure died. The other one, I think, is probably either dead or close to it.
Yeah, but Sofieus rained down some fiery. I don't remember what you rained down now.
Some scorching rays.
Thank
using
you. I knew it was-
that very useful somatic whoopee cushion. Thank you for that.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, and then there was I have here force damage, which I'm assuming is from an eldritch blast. And yeah.
Dropped a pretty beefy smite on the baby kraken. Like I said, took one of its tentacles. So,
You
and so
took one of the
because-
baby tentacles off.
you know,
So
again, you keep wanting me to feel bad about this, but
No,
Freely hadn't talked to the Kraken. He just saw it attack Penelope, so it's,
No,
it's
I don't-
on now.
I don't want you to feel bad about it.
You remember when you cut that baby?
Yeah. I don't want you to feel bad about it. It walloped Penelope so hard it knocked her out of wild shape. So I mean,
Mhm.
was
It
it
was
a
an
very nice
accident,
baby
but-
kraken?
I mean,
Was it though?
It's
You did warn it. You did say, "Hey, stop doing that," and it said no. And so
That's
at
true.
this point, right?
So
Spare the rod.
Penelope, it is your turn.
Okay. All right. So Penelope is Penelope right now. And she goes, owie. And in her brain, because she still has a telepathic link, I believe, to this Kraken, maybe not. But she's thinking real hard. She goes, time for this half pint to become a whole octopus. And now she's going to transform into a giant octopus.
Okay.
She was trying to be nice,
Mm-hmm.
but it's past time for that. Okay. And that's my bonus action. My action will be to use my tentacles and just wrap around it and create damage.
Craft damage.
Yes. Ooh, it's a nat 20.
Hey,
Way to start.
You're
That's a way to
right off
start.
the
Right out of the gate. Very nice.
Whoa.
Summon
Just go ahead and
damage.
get that out of the way.
Mhm.
Okay.
Did we talk about
damage.
what happens
all
when we
ones
roll
from
nat
here.
20s?
Yep. Jasmine said
Okay,
it
good.
when we came back.
Time has no meaning.
Nope.
No, it's I reject linear time and all the other lies of the before times. Yes.
So that will be 9 points of bludgeoning damage. So
9
much.
points. Okay.
So much damage.
Are you damaging or grappling?
It's damage.
All right, damage.
So yeah, you bring
until this
down your-
grapple. Sorry, it is also a grapple.
Okay.
The target creature is grappled, escape. Oh, it can do a DC 16 to get away.
On its turn?
Yes.
Or when it happens on its turn. Okay. Which I believe now it's the Kraken's turn.
Okay.
It's time to get cracking.
Yeah.
Also, props to Lauren with the "Let's Get Crack-a-lackin" title for the last
Yeah,
episode.
that was
Just-
that was fantastic. I loved
A
it.
plus.
I loved it. Let's see. One of its tentacles is cradled in its mouth. 2 were doing this when you inked it, and then one of the war machines, I believe, actually is completely disabled.
I destroyed the band.
Yeah.
Whatever the band thing it was
Yeah.
pulling, I
Mhm.
sliced through. Yeah.
And so there's only 3 left. But because you hurt its hand, I feel like it'll only operate 2 of them on this turn. So it's going to fling 2 large pieces of ballast forward. For those of you who missed it last week, this baby kraken has these like almost like this tightly knit dried kelp or seaweed forming these like very long, almost bungee cord-esque things with a pin on the end of it. And it has like a pile of rocks and boulders and things. And it just, with all of its arms, like grabs one, puts it in, pulls it back, pulls the rubber band back, drops the pin, and sends them flying over this gigantic turtle onto the other side. So when you attack it, oh goodness. Okay. Now, I'm going to ask you, Penelope, if you're grappling the kraken, do you think that would also do you think it's reasonable to think that the kraken is also grappling you?
I think that's fair.
You think that's fair? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. In that case,
This is totally up Penelope's alley because, of course, she's gone and hugged the kraken. Why wouldn't the kraken hug back? Of course.
it is going to fling you. Here's the bright side. You only take damage from this if you strike a solid surface. So I'll be rolling to see if he throws you far enough for you to hit the bottom of the ocean. But if not, you'll just be thrown back.
Okay.
For every 10 feet you're thrown. So let's see.
I have a question. Did
Yes.
I cast reduce on the kraken?
No.
Did I do that? Okay.
It's like a monstrosity. So I think you would only be able to reduce a certain square footage of it.
Okay.
I think that's how that works. We'll have to look at the spell.
I think it loses one size. So if it's gargantuan, it becomes large. If it's large, it becomes medium.
Mm.
Okay, and then I'm going to go for a random direction. So I'm going to roll a d4 to determine that. And only on a 4 will you be thrown downwards.
Okay.
Okay, rolled a 2. So you are thrown back. We'll say this is up, this is down. This is towards the turtle. You're thrown in a 40 feet straight line away from the turtle, and you don't take any damage because you don't hit anything.
Whee! Okay.
You will have to make a DC 13 dexterity saving throw to make sure you're not kind of like disoriented / knocked prone.
Got it.
So did it break the grapple that she had it in?
Yeah, it's very strong, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a kraken.
It's a crack.
Yeah.
Seems legit. Yep.
It's a little bitty kraken with the sucking on the tail.
So
Mm.
my roll was a 12. I'm guessing that doesn't save.
Yeah, so you're kind of like you're spun back and you're kind of disoriented, but you don't take damage.
Okay.
It does have multi-attack.
Mm.
So it's so one of those is fling. With the second one, it's going to bring down a spare tentacle onto Freely.
Ooh.
Wait, so it launched these ballistae and threw her and attacked me?
Well, because I think it has a legendary action, does it not?
No, I mean, come on, let's do it, little kraken. Let's get cracking. You know?
All right, let's see. Oof, I only rolled
ready.
an 8, so
It's got some chunky bonuses,
a
I'm
little
sure.
bit. Let's see. Does a 17 hit?
Let me double check. Well, important point of clarification,
Mhm.
Game Master. Since I have one of those air bladders, do I have access to my shield spell?
I would say yes. Yeah.
Then I'm gonna
okay.
go ahead and put my shield up. So no.
So it brings its extra little tentacle down, tunk, and your shield goes up just in time. There's like a spark of arcane energy crackling, and it looks a little bit sullen as it continues to suck on its tentacle. And then it is Alyndra's turn.
All right. So I am currently near the god, correct?
Yes, you
And
just
we need
cast
to break
water
the
breathing on her.
chains?
Yeah.
Right.
Give me
Where-
an intelligence saving throw.
Uh, 24.
Okay, so with the 24, you would know that you don't need to unbind all of the chains. you immediately get a sense because there's quite a few of them. There's 4 on each side with these giant pins in the middle, kind of like, or stakes, I should say. You think that if you got either all of them up on one side or just the ones around her legs up so she could stand up, she might be able to pull out the remaining 2. So as you're looking at these chains, like you immediately in your head think of the best way to do this and not the least efficient way to do this. Otherwise you'll be here for a while.
All right. Then I would like to go to whichever one I think is the best bet to go to next and use knock.
Okay.
So I will sign for my verbal component,
Mhm.
and I will unlock the thing that is holding her down, because you can use it the same way that you would with a set of manacles.
Perfect. Yeah. So this works.
Excellent.
You use knock, and just like a set of manacles, you just hear like a clunk, and the stake almost like you explain to me what it looks like when the spell goes off.
I think that it's bound with a lock to the stake,
Yeah.
and the lock clicks open, and the chain comes free, swinging out, possibly hitting anyone quite nearby. Is this maybe by the other leg?
Yeah, towards the front leg. So now she's
Okay.
got 2 legs free.
As her leg sweeps out and stretches free, and I'm sure it's a tiny god leg.
Yes,
A
it's
tiny
tiny
cute god leg.
with very
but
cute toes.
Of course.
Adorable toes, the cutest of toes.
Mhm.
I think Griff even is the judginess of Griff's current octopus form tentacles reduces a little because of the adorableness of these toes.
They're painted the same color as her eyes, an iridescent glittery blue.
How beautiful! she's so lovely. So I suppose that's what I will do here.
Mhm.
Is she hurt at all?
Yes, she's taken
I-
quite a bit of damage.
I would like to also use a healing word,
Okay, perfect.
if that's all right.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be 4
Perfect.
4 points of damage.
4 points
to
of damage
recover.
are healed. All right. And with that, it is Freely's turn.
Okay, just me and the Kraken. That's cool, no problem. So you said there's 2 more of these ballistae that are currently functioning?
3.
3 that are currently
Mhm.
functioning. So I could try and destroy the ballistae, or I could try and destroy the Kraken. Cool. So where are these ballistae relative to
There
me?
is one that's right next to you that you could get to safely, and there's 2 on the far side of the Kraken. You'll have to move past the Kraken to do that. If you don't use your whole movement, giving it a wide berth, it will take an op attack, unless you have a way to get through there.
I mean, if I had access to magic and stuff, I would. Let me ask you this: is it possible
Mhm.
to move and get to the 2 without provoking an attack of opportunity and still having a chance to attack?
It's quite a large distance is the thing. So what's your movement?
I'm just underwater and everything, not good. So okay,
Okay.
all right, new plan. I'm gonna try and wreck this ballistae. Doing the same thing that I did to the last one, where I'm gonna try and cut the cord
Okay,
that is using.
perfect.
I would like to hit it first and then see if it gives just under the fury of my halfling power, and then potentially smite it after that, if that's all right.
Perfect, yeah.
So I'm not going to green flame blade it though. I'm theoretically just gonna hit it twice.
Okay, perfect. You just have to beat a 12.
Well, I've beaten a 12. I got 17 on the die, so
Perfect.
and then that would be pre-smite. Whoops, that's the wrong thing. Pre-smite would be 11 points of damage.
11 points of damage. Perfect.
If that doesn't break it, then I will pump a smite into it.
Oh gosh. It doesn't. It like swings down and you see most of this like cord kind of cut and there's just barely a little bit left.
And you would see Freely's brow fur a little bit, and then the light goes off there.
Mhm.
which would put another 7 into it.
Oh yeah, more than enough.
Mhm.
Boing! The
However-
band snaps.
Perfect. Second attack. Is the
Mhm.
Kraken in range for me to hit with my second attack?
Yes.
I'm dual wielding, by the way. That's
Give
where
me a
the
moment
second-
here though,
okay.
because its
Mhm.
tentacle was right above this
Mhm.
thing, and when you cut it,
Mhm.
that thwing goes
Mhm.
back
Mhm.
and it smacks the Kraken tentacle.
My
and that's
ancestral halfling gesture. I'm coming for that tentacle. Yeah.
Ow! Hitting.
Does it say that in my mind?
No,
Because
I'm
I've
just-
actually
I'm
never
saying-
spoken to it. If it says that to me, it's going to affect what I do next. Because
Oh,
this is
you
just
would
a mindless. Yeah.
I know it was talking to Penelope, but I feel like that's
Mhm.
because they were both octopods. Which
Mhm.
languages do you speak?
And
Me?
hugging.
I speak violence, apparently. No, just common and halfling. He's a simple halfling. Yeah, that's okay. No problem. I was just there was a window for potential mercy. The window is
Mhm.
closed. Okay, so
He's just a simple halfling is pretty much the biggest lie ever.
This is like a giant rubber band going
Right.
off.
Mhm.
So it snaps back when you hit it like this, and smack, like hits this poor tentacle that was just about to load it for 15 points of damage. You see the tentacle like shoot back, and you would see like the big eye, because it only has one eye, the other one's
Mm.
sliced, like kind of watering and like get like soft when it happens.
So you again, game master. I don't want to be overly meta here.
Uh,
Technically, I got 2 attacks because I do a wield. But
Yes.
can I cash in my second attack at an attempt to intimidate?
yes,
Okay.
100%. Mhm,
I would like to ignite the green flame blade just for flair
mhm.
and just point it at it and just say, "You get out of here."
Okay.
Let's see. That's
Minor illusion of a newspaper and just smack it
it's
right on the
a
nose.
water bottle. Like,
Try
but it would be like
perception.
an anti-water
It's
bottle.
an
Like it
air,
would just
it's
spray
an air
fire.
spritzer, like
Yeah,
a like an
no,
air
it's
duster.
It's a bad Kraken. No.
Bad
that
Kraken, no cookie.
that is a dirty 20 though.
A dirty
Just
20. Okay.
stand there.
Yeah, I got a 15. So it definitely intimidates, and you see, like as Freely does this, you see all the arms retreat from the siege weaponry. Penelope, you see this as you're like in a somersault backwards through the water, and the tentacles come together, and you see this expression.
That's right. You better run. Otherwise, that's it for me. Just standing. I just this like behemoth and like this little hat. Like, just don't make me come up there. Yeah, that's it for me. This will be how I die. It can swallow me. It's fine. I'm going down prickly.
Decades from now, why does this Kraken hate halflings so much? Well, back in the day.
Yeah. Shouldn't.
I met
shouldn't-
this simple halfling.
Simple.
He's but a simple halfling.
But a simple halfling. Yeah, that is it for me.
Mm-hmm. And then I think it's one of the Sahogans that was in the Hunger of Hadar. He is going to step out this turn. However, I believe he still takes that damage at the top of his turn. So go ahead
Yeah.
and roll damage.
He gets my tentacles gel up in his business. He takes
Head
9
damage.
points of cold damage.
Okay, perfect. Awesome. So he steps out to the side. Let's see what he can do. He's going to try to aim at you with his trident. You're standing
Ooh,
quite a
trident.
ways in front of him, so he will actually have disadvantage on this. Let's see.
I like pitchforks. I knew a guy who had one actually. He was a lot better than you, bigger than you.
Does a 17 hit?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I expect. Let me check. Yes.
All right. So it does 9 points of piercing damage as the trident lands almost like it doesn't pin you, but like one of the prongs kind of like goes through your calf as it like just goes chunk and like lands in the ground next to you.
Oh, rude. That's not even nice.
And then it's your turn, Avren. So at the top of Avren's turn, Avren's like, this is nice.
This is very rude of you. Like, how do you know I cast the tentacles? You don't know that. I mean, I'm thinking really hard about it, and I did, and I hope the tentacles eat you alive. Oh, by the way, I'm just going
you're right. You are thinking really hard about it.
blast you.
You'll have to make a concentration saving throw.
Why do I talk?
I have foreseen this moment.
Uh,
You can take a 14 on your roll. On your
I
roll.
actually got a 13,
No.
but okay, yeah.
I just also, Todd,
What
I
did I
would like,
need?
To you
Todd, I'm-
then. I didn't realize you'd rolled it already. If you'd already rolled, I
Oh,
can't
you're
use
right.
mine.
You're right. You have to do it. Yeah.
also, Todd, I think if you think real hard, you having talked has been the source of a number of your problems over time. So, you know.
No,
it's
all
just-
of my solutions over time have been me talking.
The funniest thing about this is we've all been underwater, so everything that he's been saying has just been glub, blub, 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 blub. It's been adorable.
My language is universal.
Unless you have, Kraken telepathy like Penelope.
I am
Baby
going
Kraken
to
do.
pew 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 it now.
Okay.
So, like, all right, that's fine. I know this isn't as big as your trident, but it's gonna be a lot more uncomfortable. Trust me. Just wait for it. That is a natural 20. That's a total of 26.
That definitely hits.
And I'm rolling the big, a double Eldritch Blast. I don't think I've done that before.
Oh, the 2 lasers?
And it's a whole 10. Now I roll the other beam.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 10 points of damage.
Mm-hmm.
Crits on Eldritch Blast are very sad. And that's 17 to hit.
17 just hits, yep.
Okay. And it's a 6 points of damage.
6 points of damage. Perfect. Yeah, this thing looks rough. Your acidic tentacles and that hunger of Hadar did a number on it, but it is still standing. Let's see if the other one manages. Oh, roll damage again for the second one in the hunger of Hadar. And I think it had already taken some damage there.
And the white, creepy, acidic tentacles do 5 more points of damage.
Perfect.
And they make slurping noises. That's the worst bit.
So
It says so in
I'm
the
sorry.
spell.
So it does 10 more?
It did, no, it did 5. Did
5 more. Okay. Perfect.
Is it still slurping underwater, or underwater is it also glub, 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 glub?
It's
All
magical slurping.
No, I don't like that.
So it does manage to make its way out of the hunger of Hadar this turn. I think
Hello.
it spent 2 turns in there though. But it ends up on the far side of it, if I remember correctly.
Mhm.
So he still doesn't have line of sight to you. So he'll spend his entire movement going around the going
I
around
consider
it
this to be a
time.
net win. I now have
Yeah.
I now have my own trident.
He knows better than to go back in there. Sofieus, it is your turn.
Where am I standing right now?
You're
Or floating?
Yeah, you were floating within 40 feet. So the way I envision it is that Alyndra is sort of on the ground at maybe like a 45-degree angle from where you are.
Mhm.
You can see Avren, and you can see there's one of the smaller Sahuagins that looks rough. He's in bad shape. That's currently doing battle with the goddess. Avren is standing behind him, and then there's these 2 characters behind him that are bigger. They look like to be wearing some sort of insignia, and they were shouting out orders. One is standing closer to Avren, the other one's standing on the far side of his hunger of Hadar. You don't have line of sight to that one because it's on the far side.
Okay. Am I-
because I messed something up. Can I take my dread
Oh.
form with my bonus action?
Yes.
I keep on forgetting to do this. I'm all undeady. All right.
Yes.
Thank you.
Perfect.
Continue. Sorry.
Sophia's is thinking, because she can't speak, that looked like a lot of fun when that Kraken used the bungee slingshot.
Mhm.
And I would very much like to try that.
Okay.
Can
Oh my goodness.
How
Oh,
far
no.
away am I from the bungee cords?
So the bungee cords are on the other side of the turtle. So
Can I expeditious retreat to the other side of the turtle?
it would be a total of about 80 feet of movement if you have a way of doing that.
Mhm. Let me check. What is
Give or take.
expeditious? It gives me
Another movement as a
vague-
bonus
a-
action.
Yeah. So
dash 60 feet, then take action. So can I use this turn to expeditious retreat?
Yeah. So if you use both your action and then if you use your action to dash, which allows you to take your motion, your normal movement, and then move on top of that instead of taking an action, you could get over there this turn.
Okay.
Yeah, especially because you're near the front. So what'll happen is you will end up on the side of the turtle that Freely is on. If you try to go the long way around to where the functioning siege weapons are, then you'll be going diagonally across her, and she's about the size of a small island. so if you go straight across her head, you'll be on the other side, and you'll actually see Freely and maybe Penelope from where you're at. If you go to the other side, but I do feel like it's fair to tell you Freely did break the siege weapons on this side. So if you moved all the way over there, that's a little metagamey of me, but I feel the need to tell you.
I feel like we're on the Californias if you take the 405.
Yeah, basically, yeah. If you end up on that side, you'll be on the side with the ruined weapons.
Look, just at me, okay? Like I'm right here, Jen. Like Jen and Hope, we're right here, okay? All right.
We
Wait,
have a 405 too.
You take your bonus action and then you.
Like, yeah.
Listen, you can take the
take
90 on over, but it's going to take you at least twice as long if
No,
you don't,
yeah.
you
So
know.
if you take the 101, you'll get there in
Do
4
people
rounds.
out in California actually talk about driving like that?
Oh, yeah.
yes.
Especially
Yes.
only if you know a shortcut. If you know a
So
the
shortcut.
much.
134 to the 5 to the 405 to the 105, 110.
I know exactly where that is. That's where the other IKEA is. What she just
Yep.
described there. That's where I'm like down to wait. I'm like,
Where the 134, the 5, the yeah.
Mhm.
Mhm.
It's like
Mhm.
twice as bad as New York.
Oh my goodness.
It's
And it's a
I
grid
am-
system.
I imagine
you
it's
don't do it, you're in
describing your
traffic.
close brush with death. It
Mhm.
sounds awful.
Mhm.
I mean,
Um,
haven't had to deal with it this year. Hey.
And something tells me doing the diagonal across the turtle's head is way more fun than driving
It's true.
across the 405.
Unless she gets an attack of opportunity, and this will be how you die, Sofieus. But I will come into that turtle and rescue you. We're going full Jonah. Let's do it.
I
Let's
have
do
never died before.
it.
Interesting.
But you
Not
were
on my watch.
intrigued.
Nope. Nope.
Okay. No, I will go around. I will take the 405 to the I-5. I will cross I-90 to Bellevue Way.
It's the I-80 to the
To the turtle
I
god.
lost it. I was
Yeah,
trying to come up with something that was like body parts and
The-
It's okay.
the-
It's not during rush hour. It's fine.
It's to the whittle toes. You're taking the 405 to the whittle toes.
the
Aw.
second whittle toe to the left.
Okay.
That's where I will
Perfect.
go.
All right. Orkira.
I'm up top on top of this turtle. So I had sliced through one of the chains with my spiritual weapon, and then I'm assuming I saw Alyndra knock out the other one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You would have had line of sight. You wouldn't have seen Alyndra knock it out because she's far away from you, but you would have seen the giant chain come swinging back.
Okay. Do I see the next one that needs to be taken care of in this line? Perfect.
Yeah.
So for my bonus action, I will move the spiritual weapon there and
Okay.
do an attack with my spiritual weapon.
Go for it.
So there it is. Ooh, it's a 24 to hit.
Oh, that definitely hits.
Awesome. That is 5 force damage.
All right. The
How's
chain
that-
holds.
Ugh. Crud. How far away is this chain from me?
It's about 30 feet.
Okay. I'm gonna move within 10 feet of it.
Okay.
Oh, remember how last week we were like, hey, how does fire work underwater? Let's find out. Orkira's gonna gonna breathe on the chain.
Mm-hmm.
A big mood.
Yeah, well, we're gonna see what happens. So I'm gonna, as an action, I'm gonna use my breath weapon on the chain.
Okay.
The chain needs to make, if the fire works underwater, the chain needs to make a dexterity saving throw DC 13.
Okay. Let's see. It fails.
Awesome. I can. Oh, why? Orkira, come on, roll. It's gonna take 5 fire damage.
Okay.
Which I'm gonna explain by it's fire underwater. So yeah, so she's gonna breathe on the chain and try to weaken that enough to snap it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it doesn't work that well. You see the chain get mildly hot. This is almost like lighting a flare underwater, is how I envision it. The fire comes out of your mouth, but it kind of almost stops short. You have to get closer than you would like. And even then it kind of snuffs out very quickly. And the water around the chain is heated up. You can feel it, but it's not staying hot. So it doesn't do as much damage to the metal as you would expect. It doesn't heat it up all nice, like what you're used to when you heat up metal outside of the water. Would you like to do anything else with your turn?
I think that's all I can do. It's my bonus action. It's my action. That's my movement. So I'm gonna stay there and grumble angrily under my breath about how the water does not work with the fire, which just comes out as blah 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 blah, and that's it.
Our big turtle goddess moves. Yeah, she brings down her chin on one of the remaining Sahuagin, especially now that she has some leverage from her freed foot. And when she lifts her head back up, you don't even see him anymore. He just gets completely gibleted, smashed into jelly bits.
Smote by a god.
So now you're just left with the 2 lieutenants and Penelope. It's the top of the round. Back to you.
Okay, so I would like to orient myself if possible. What do I need to do that?
I believe you just have to use your movement.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of like standing up.
Oh, boo. Okay. Okay. So I have a swim speed of 60. So I will use my I will use my action to orient, and then I'm going to swim 60 feet.
Okay. Yeah, you make it back because you were only thrown 40.
Okay. And I suppose that is all I can do this turn.
Unless you have a bonus action.
Bum, 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 bum. Nope.
Okay.
That's it.
So you make it back. It is the Babby's turn.
I was about to say, do you want to talk to it or say anything to it?
Yeah,
Well,
you could. You do see actually now that it's cowering.
Oh, that's right.
Freely.
Okay, do you want to play nice now, or do you want to do this the hard way?
And he looks at his like little sliced off sucker bits and his a bit. You see a big angry red welt where the rubber band hit him, and you just hear him say in your mind, "No hurt."
Okay, all right, fine, but no hurting from you either. Okay, and I guess that's all I will do.
Yeah, roll your animal handling.
Ooh, goody. How is my hand?
May I foresee this moment for you?
Sure.
Yeah.
So it's a 14 for you.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Plus your modifier.
Plus whatever your modifier is.
That'll be a 14, 19.
A 19. Okay. Yeah, that that beats my 17.
Oh, thank you.
So sorry, knocked something over. You say this to the Kraken, and now it's actually the Kraken's turn. And the Kraken lets out like a little scared little ink cloud, like a little and ink envelops you and Freely, and the water moves vigorously around you. And that's going to be the Kraken's turn. It's just really poor visibility conditions right now.
Okay.
Alyndra, it is your turn.
Right,
It got scared and it pooted.
Oh,
don't get it in your mouth.
I hope you said that out loud, and so you opened your mouth to say it. Don't get what. You make
And-
little
Oh,
circles
it was
with
an-
the oil.
It's an ink cloud. So is it
Just a-
really that, or is it like you ever have the pasta that's made with ink? They call it like ink sauce or
Yeah,
something. 'cause
yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah.
black. Yeah.
squid
I
ink
was just
pasta.
making a
Thank you.
Nemo reference with the whole like I inked myself.
No, I was
Yeah.
with it. You guys, you made me ink.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know.
Mhm.
Maybe I'm just hungry. I don't know.
Penelope made him ink.
Right.
And
And
freely.
can-
Freely too.
can I get to the side with the next chain?
Yeah, if you used your whole movement.
What if I misty step?
Ooh, if you misty step, you can definitely get there because it was how far apart of the chains? I think I said 30 feet. Yeah.
Oh yeah, then I could do that in a standard move anyway.
Perfect.
So then I will just move and I will use an oak again because it seemed to be effective.
Yeah,
Up
perfect.
and I unlock, click, and then it should have some more freedom with its
Mm-hmm.
movement.
So as
You're
this
almost there.
chain comes soaring up, you feel it start to pull against that last chain, Orkira, because it's the last one, like left, the one that's next to you. You see it start to strain as now she has like more purchase with 2 of her feet and some of her side. Freely, it is your turn.
There's a moment there of just like frantically trying to hellish rebuke the ink, you know, but once can I see that it is escaped? Like, I mean, I'm aware of undersea life. I mean, or am I still like kind of in an ink cloud?
Yeah. Yeah, you can't really see around you, but
Mhm.
given your experience with these creatures, you would know that usually they do this to cover their retreat.
Yeah, I mean, you better run, okay? In that turn, I see Sofieus presumably beating feet for one of the turrets over there, and I'm like, oh, that seems like a good
she's
idea.
about halfway.
Well, you know, won't steal that one from her. Okay, so there,
Well, there's
the-
more than one, right? Is there more than one cord?
well, I guess there's what
There's 2.
two functioning ballistas. So for what enemies are left?
There's 2 lieutenants that are near the front because you're actually near her right leg, and Alyndra was near her left leg. So Avren is actually posted up on a diagonal from you in front of her, and there's 2 lieutenants left, 2 Sahuagin.
Yeah, Sahooligans,
Lieutenants.
soccer Sahooligans. Could I reach the? Well, if Sofieus is about to shoot them with the ballista, I don't want to be anywhere near those dudes. So, can I get to the chain?
Yeah, there's a chain right in front of you.
Oh, well, then I'm gonna try and lay into this chain.
Okay, yeah, Go ahead.
This I will green flame blade
Okay,
for.
perfect.
And that is going to be an 18.
Okay, that definitely hits.
Okay. And then I'm gonna put some green flame bladishness in it, and also probably going to smite this as well. So that is going to be 7, 10, 18, 20 before I smite it.
Oh, you don't have to smite it. With
okay.
20, like ka-chunk, the chain breaks, and now she has both of her feet. Let's see, with both of her feet and 2 chains left, it makes this quite a bit easier. Oh, I got a nat 20.
Hey.
The third one.
I feel like I never
She's
roll
like,
those.
squish. I'm like, ah!
It's so rare. So, yeah, she pushes off with both of her feet, and as she does, like, you hear the metal start to like groan behind her. And Avren, I'll just say this, you get from her looming visage and how she's like starting to move, it might be time for you to move. You see like the sky almost darkens as she kind of like towers over you, kind of blotting out the sun. Yeah, like she blots out the sky above you as she moves. And now you see underneath her, there's like a soft iridescence and like a lavender color that like then like sort of melds into the mother of pearl that is her soft underbelly of her shell. And And yeah, she's basically doing her equivalent of a push-up. And with that roll, she nails it. She manages to start squiggling out of the chains. And on your end, Orkira, you see her back left leg kind of push off too as she starts to inch her way forward. One foot lands douche right next to you, Avren, kicking up some dust as it does so, shaking the ground around you. It is one of the lieutenant's turns. Let's see. He is going to take a stab at her foot. Well, he'll have to use his movement to grab the trident out of your leg. So let's see if he does that.
That is a mood.
Does that provoke an attack of opportunity?
If he leaves your melee range, which I think he has +5 reach on his trident, so I think he has to.
These Meagan are super single-minded. Holy mackerel!
They want their bone.
You ain't getting it.
Yeah, no, we're gonna bless them, all right.
Okay, so he uses his movement. I got a 17 on the move to pull the trident out of your leg. I will let you do an opposed roll to see if you take this opportunity to stop this action, since he's trying to pull a weapon out of your leg.
No, I'm cool with him pulling the weapon out of my leg. I just want to hit him.
Okay.
As an attack of opportunity. I'm going to use my wand as a improvised weapon.
No.
Okay.
I'm going to shove it into his nose and up into the back of his skull.
Okay. Go ahead and roll for it.
Cool.
Hope you okay?
Cool,
Was that one of those? Did we hit a sore spot there? Are you okay?
No. I love it. I'm here for it.
And it is does a 26 hit.
A 26 does hit, yes.
All right. Well, how much damage should I do with a wand?
It's a wand.
Yeah, it's a little wand.
We'll go with dagger damage.
Okay.
So do a D4.
I just like the feel of it. Oh, that's not what I rolled. I didn't mean to roll that. That's one extra. Thank you. Sorry. And I rolled a 4 plus my strength, which is an 8.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. So with 8, he doesn't die. It's basically like a really nasty COVID test. It goes all the way up in his nose, and he's like, does one of those, and
that's where I'm gonna blast from.
Bats you away and turns around and tries to shove the trident into her foot. Let's see if he does.
I'm going to warding flare this attack because she should still be within 30 feet of me. So he's got disadvantage.
She's gigantic, so she is.
So he's got disadvantage on this attack.
Disadvantage rolls in your favor. Having the wand shoved up his nose throws off his aim. He's a little dazed, and he kind of tries to thrust forward with the trident, but isn't able to. And with that, it is your turn, Avren.
That's a sentence I never thought I'd hear. With wand shoved up his nose, throws off his aim.
Mm-hmm.
I love D&D so much.
Well, I'm going to try to hit it with the wand that's in its skull, with Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
I'm going to count to 3. 3.
The Warlock Neti Pot.
Yeah.
Well, somehow the first one misses.
Both goes in one side, out the other.
It's hard to aim when you're in close proximity. You know.
Does 15 hit?
Yes.
Excellent. And I'm in my dread form, so I get to roll an extra die for only one hit because I think that is more appropriate than every hit. So that's 10. 14 points of damage.
14 points of damage. So as you do this, like half of this creature's face gets blown off, and it reels backwards, barely holding itself together, but barely clinging on for dear life. Then it is the other lieutenant's turn that is now coming around the far side. He is at your back.
Oh, buddy, don't worry. I'm not going to kill you. You're going to stay this way.
Let's see. Do you have all your hit points currently? You don't.
I have some temp. Temp.
Okay. So I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to figure out if Blood Frenzy kicks in.
Yeah, because yeah,
Okay.
yeah, totally. I you know, as tasty as my blood is, but yeah.
So
I had-
it's going to strike at you twice with its trident to try to help its friend whose face you half blew off. So that's 23 and then
That hits.
an 18.
Those both hit.
Okay, both of those hit. So he strikes into your back with the trident twice. Oh, that's not bad. Dealing 7 piercing damage and then 9 piercing damage. Chunk, chunk into your undead flesh. And then it is Sofieus' turn.
So, can you tell me a little bit more about these ballista slingshots?
Yeah, so it's basically like this retracting sort of pin that goes up and down. And the Kraken was like pushing it down to like sort of release this like sort of braided together, almost like paracord-esque material. Of course, they don't have paracord in this universe, but you know, it's the closest approximation. And there's a giant pile of rubble and you know, boulders and stuff, and it would grab one, put it in this like sort of mechanism, drop the pin, and then it would sling off in one direction.
If one wanted to put themselves into the ballista slingshot, could
Mhm.
one be slung into the ocean?
Yeah, if you could do that. You'd be flung at great speed is the big thing, and the most difficult thing would be pushing the pin down because it was being pushed down by a giant Kraken tentacle, and you're just a tiny person. But yes, you could attempt to do it.
Could I sit in this sling and then put my feet up against the giant shell?
Yeah.
And try and push myself back as much as I can,
Mm-hmm.
and then
I pre-
catapult myself.
I appreciate that you've just gone full Wile E. Coyote here. Mad inventor, just the whole 9 yards.
Yeah,
I'm
we could
surprised
do that.
nobody else wanted to do it. It seemed like a good time.
Go ahead and give me I think this would be strength based. So give me a athletics check.
16.
So you're able to sort of using your legs and bracing against like the turtle shell, put this rubber band around yourself and push yourself back. You're not going to be able to pull yourself that far back because it's just going to be the length of your legs. However, if you angle yourself properly, you will get some torque out of this. Go ahead and roll me a D4 and you'll get 10 feet for multiplied by whatever your number is.
Ooh, I rolled a 4. So 40
Okay.
feet.
So you get flung 40 feet forward
Whee!
over the turtle shell. Now give me an acrobatics check to see if you avoid colliding into the turtle shell during your trajectory.
I just feel like Freely just broke the chain and then sees this. And he's like, that is not at all. But I thought she was. Okay,
I know.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Nope, she just thought it looked like a lot of fun. 13.
13. So with a 13, you managed to calculate this pretty well. But you do kind of collide with a sort of jutting, like one of those volcanoes that is jutting out of the side of her back. You don't take much damage though, because you rolled pretty well. So you only take 4 bludgeoning damage and get kind of put into this like spiral or this like gentle tumble as you go from a straight line. Probably imagine it like whoosh, and then this type of thing starts happening. But you're still moving. You have momentum. So you were shot 40 feet. And you're going to continue to move in that direction. I would say your movement will reduce by 10 feet every turn. But you'll continue to move. So 30 feet, then 20 feet, then 10 feet. In an arc, just like the slingshot was. I do think that would probably be your whole turn unless you want to use a bonus action.
No, but I do want to say Avren.
Yeah, you see like Sofieus like in a gentle kind of tumble going over the back of the turtle shell.
You're really effed now, guys. This is not going to work out for you.
Orkira, then it is your turn.
Well, that was something I wasn't thinking I was going to see today. Okay. Where exactly? So am I I wasn't sure if I was on top of the turtle or towards the back of the. Let me just ask, how far away am I from the head and the bad people?
Halfway. So you're like halfway up the turtle's back.
Okay. Like, so I can move my spiritual weapon, but it only moves 20 feet on its own. I'm assuming that's probably not far enough to get it to the Sahuagins.
It's not far enough to get it to the Sahuagins, but you could finish breaking that chain.
Oh, okay.
And it's that last chain that's holding her down on that side.
Awesome. I will do that. I misunderstood. I thought that was the one that Freely got, but if that's the case, then swing. 17 to hit.
Oh, that hits. Yep.
Awesome. My little spiritual phoenix goes flying on through for 10 force damage. Did it
10.
work?
Yes. The
Okay, good.
chain snaps, and as it snaps, all of the chains on the left side of its body are now broken. And with the help from like the right foot that Freely released, you just see her with one big swoosh start to push off of the bottom of the ocean floor. As she does so, I guess Sofieus, you're caught up. You like kind of feel her back kind of push up against you, and then all of a sudden, there's sun, and there's birds, and there's clouds overhead, and you are above the water surface. You all sort of feel the whole ocean move as this like giant silhouette goes swooshing up. It almost creates like a little bit of a vacuum that kind of pulls you all in about 10 feet as the momentum kind of like shakes, or I guess like displaces all of that water. Avren, since you're close to one of her feet, give me a dex saving throw.
I'm so good at these.
I'd also love, since that was just my bonus action, if I could have grabbed on to take the ride.
Oh, easily. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We could say that. Yeah. So you ride up to the surface with Sofieus.
Of course, I got a 3.
You're knocked prone because her foot's right next to you, and that's where she kind of like lifts off from. You're not able to keep your footing. You're knocked prone. The Sahuagin next to you, the one that's almost dead, ooh, he got a 1, and he only had 6 health points left. So I'm gonna say when she pushes off, her toe comes down on him and just crushes him from the waist down, ending his life completely.
I told you not to mess with me.
One perfectly manicured turtle toe.
The one that stabbed you in the back only rolled a 7, so it is knocked prone as well. You kind of tumble over each other as you both get pushed back by this like giant foot kind of coming up. And then you're all like kind of stunned and dazed, and there's almost like an odd stillness around you. Freely, it is your turn.
Penelope should have been before me, I think, at the top of the round.
Oh, wait,
Also, is it possible for
it
me
is
to still
Penelope's
take
turn.
my action?
Yes, actually,
Because-
yes, you could.
Because my spiritual weapon was a bonus action.
That was your bonus action.
Yeah, I'll say
And
my
you used
move
your
was
movement. Yep.
to grab a hold. So now that we've surfaced and I can more clearly see the lady, and I don't have to suck on an air bladder to do a spell, I'm going to cast Healing Word. Or I'm sorry, I'm going to cast Cure Wounds at second level.
Oh, at second level. Perfect.
Yeah, so I'm just kind of holding on, and then as soon as we break the surface, I'm like, oh, it's so much better. Here, have some healing. And she's going to get 13 health back.
13
and that'll be the end of my turn.
Perfect. Awesome. She heals up quite a bit. You see like a giant fissure in her side kind of close as you do this. And now actually that you're standing on top of sort of in daylight, you do notice like her shell is battered in places, and she looks kind of worse for the wear. And then you're right, it's the top of the round. Penelope, it is your turn. By now the ink cloud has dispersed. You can see with your passive perception, you can see like a little dot ahead of you of where the baby kraken is moving.
Moving?
Where it's leaving. It's an active sort of flee.
Penelope is going to bonus action pop out a wild shape and kind of wave goodbye. And as she does this, she's going to cast healing word on it.
Oh,
Aw.
Penelope, healer of krakens.
Yeah, this is the second time we've healed a kraken.
You and me
Yeah.
both. We got this. It's just our lot in life, healing krakens.
Okay, 1, 4, that's gonna be
Yours is much more adorable, though.
2, 4. That is 10 points.
10 points. So as you wave the Kraken goodbye, you cast a healing word, and you do see like one of the very tippy tentacles that you can see the end of as it's moving away from you, kind of mend as it moves away.
Bye. Do good things, make good choices.
Alyndra, it is your turn. From where you're standing, you can see Avren grappling with one lieutenant left on the ground. The turtle is far above you now. It's very dark. It kind of, like I said, blots out the sun a little bit when it moves up.
I think I will try and help Avren with the one that he's grappling with. That one has been injured, correct?
Yes.
Then a bell rings out.
Mhm.
Terrifying to it, comforting to us as I cast Toll the Dead.
Dong.
It needs to make a Wisdom 15 save, and I have foreseen this moment,
Mhm.
so it gets a 3 on its roll.
Oh no!
Mm,
Awesome.
nice.
Perfect. Roll
So
damage.
It will take 2d12.
And underwater, I'm sure that dong is like extra
Mhm.
reverberating.
Mhm.
The water itself vibrates. So this is 12 points of damage.
Perfect. All right. Freely, it is your turn. You see the same scene. It's a little ways, like I said, on a diagonal from you, but you did use your movement to kind of move to the front of the turtle. So you see about 30 feet in front of you, Avren on the ground, looking kind of worse for the wear, even in his dread form. And a Sahuagin that is also on the ground, knocked prone.
Can I get to Avren?
Yes, you can.
I'm gonna move over to Avren,
Mhm.
and since I can't cast any spells, what I can do is I'm going to drop my chunky 10 points of lay on hands on him.
Mm-hmm. Perfect.
And when I do it, I just like point at the other guy and give him the thumbs down.
Very nice.
Yeah, and technically that is my action. I don't know if yeah, so that's it. I'm just kind of
Okay.
like back in the fight. Here we go. Yeah.
Avren, it is your turn.
Pop up. Oh, that feels unusually good. Now I'm gonna lay on my hands on you. I just pop him twice.
Okay, you get advantage because he's still knocked prone. He hasn't had his turn yet.
Oh yeah. Well, then I'm not gonna use the Eldritch Blast. I'm just gonna just beat him with my Morning Star.
Yeah. If you use melee, you get advantage because he's
All right. Oh,
knocked down.
sorry. Your face is in front of my dice. 25.
Yeah, 25 hits for sure.
All right. That's gonna be 6 points of damage, but I got
Mhm.
another attack. And oh, you said advantage.
I did
And,
say
23,
that definitely hits.
and that is just 6 points of damage.
Okay, perfect. So this creature is now what we would describe in the Cursed D&D 4th edition, bloodied.
Yay, 4th edition!
Stop
I
it.
knew that would make Lauren excited.
Stop it.
And
You're
then
gonna
Bloodied, yes.
and then it is this creature's turn. It's going to use its movement to scramble to its feet and try to swipe back at you, Avren. This is becoming like a very gruesome.
I'm here for it. I want
Fight
this
to
to
the
keep
death.
going.
Mhm.
Mhm. Freely's just standing there like
Yeah.
right next to all of
Yeah,
us.
it's going to strike at you twice with its claws.
You get that. Put that
Whoa.
thing away, Jen Kretchmer. You put it away now.
Let us not speak of this thing
Okay.
again.
I don't think a 10 hits, but does a 15 hit?
15 hits, yeah.
Okay. And then it's going to deal 12 points of slashing damage as its claws like rake across your shoulder and your chest. And that is its turn. Sofieus, you are launched another 20 feet as you continue to kind of continue in your trajectory. That will be your movement, but you can still take an action or a bonus action. Or actually, no, because you're on the back of the turtle. What am I talking about? So you're on the
I
turtle
was gonna say,
We took a ride.
is there
You took
some
a
sort
ride.
of water to air velocitation in D&D?
Yeah, no, it's
rule?
more like
Depends.
the way vectors would work. Oh God, why did I do that? But you were moving this way, and then there's just a much stronger force that pushes you up. So yeah, you find yourself kind of disoriented, like, but on a turtle's back, and it is giant. It's about, like I said, 120 feet across. So it's not like a Disney resort, but you can see people come here. You know, it's a cozy little pilgrimage spot. You notice now that there's like these sort of waterlogged volcanic-esque structures on her back that kind of puff and give out, smoke gently. It smells vaguely sulfurous, and it smells almost like coconuts. Like the air smells really fresh. And you see now like some waterlogged, normally they would be blooming but she's been underwater so long, hibiscus flowers and oh gosh, what are they called? They're not called gardenias, the other ones. It's okay, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Those really plumeria, beautiful plumeria flowers.
I love plumeria so much.
Mhm.
Smells so good.
Yeah.
Okay, so do I see anyone being attacked from up here?
No, because they're underneath you.
Okay.
You would see actually the sort of barge that was off that helped you kind of go under of turtles kind of drifting towards you. The Kraken did manage to get off a few successful attacks, so there are some injured people, and they're kind of tending to their injured and kind of getting their bearings, but they also seem very excited to see like that the goddess has reemerged.
Okay,
You'll also see a waterlogged Orkira on the back, slowly climbing towards one
Yes,
of those
yes.
volcanoes on the top of her. Like,
Mhm.
oh, hey.
Vaguely wrinkly, as much as a dragonborn can get,
So I did not plan on this happening. I had a totally different idea of how this is going to end up. So I have my arcane firearm,
Mhm.
and I'm still spinning as we emerge from the top of the water.
Mhm.
My plan is to shoot whatever is attacking Avren, but suddenly I see Orkira.
Mhm.
Orkira, are you
Oh,
okay?
hi.
Did you see what I just did?
That was, I don't know why, but it was really cool.
That was really cool, right? I mean, I had a different plan for how this is going to end up, but are you okay?
I am fine. Did you see that there's a volcano on the back of this god? That's really neat.
And just as she says that, my foot sinks into a hole in the back of the turtle's shell, because I think you said it was slightly wounded, right?
Yeah. She's injured. There's places where her shell has been like buckled in or scarred even.
So remember how you gave me a marble birdhouse a
Mhm.
long time ago?
Mm-hmm.
Can I refashion that and weld it into this hole that I've just
Like an
stepped
armor
in?
plate?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Like a band-aid. Like a
Yeah,
turtle
like
shell
a-
band-aid.
Like a marble band-aid.
Yeah, give me a
Like
sleight
some
of hand.
spackle.
I don't have any spackle, but I have
I
butter.
imagine this almost like when you put super glue on a cut. I've definitely done that.
Todd
yeah.
has definitely done that.
Go ahead and give me a sleight of hand roll. Just
That's
to
been
see
done to me at
how
an
you
ER,
do.
by the way. On my face.
It works. It
Well,
works.
but medical adhesive is a different adhesive than super glue.
If you need to
Not the
use your-
top, not a medical lake. It ain't.
Listen,
Yeah,
I've
I
cut
was
my
Spokane.
fingers before when I've needed to play the oboe, and if you got to seal those little holes, and you can't be having a bandage on your fingers, and so you do what you gotta do.
Well, there was
Yeah.
a time that was sort of cutting edge, right, to prevent scars. I don't know if they're still doing that.
Well,
There's probably
um,
like that liquid bandage stuff that you can use
Yeah,
now.
it's just
that's-
basically nail polish.
Yeah.
Ouch. So I rolled a 24.
Okay, yeah. So you do this successfully. You manage to kind of like fix this like dent into her shell. And you're reasonably certain that given time, eventually she'll be able to remove this sort of band-aid and when the shell heals completely. But in the meantime, it's like a nice little artificial scab on there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna, as I'm kneeling down and I'm sawing this piece of marble, and I put sticks of butter on the side of it and carefully place it inside of the crack in the shell. I just lean down and give it a kiss and a pat.
Aw.
There you
Everybody
go.
needs a little kiss from time to time.
Yeah.
I believe it is the turtle's turn. Yes.
I just love the dichotomy of what we're experiencing here. That they're up there like, oh, healing, and this shell's gonna grow up, and Avren and Freely and I are doing.
Penelope's just like, wee.
This is us, and I love
It
it.
reminds me of that scene from The Boys. I don't know if everyone's seen it, but the girls do get it done. Like stomping them out.
Meanwhile, Freely and I are at like season 2 Peaky Blinders or season 3 in like the wedding scene in slow motion. Like,
the turtle starts to swim a little bit, kind of gently knocking against this like raft of turtles. And she comes to rest almost like on this little sandbar, and she rests her chin on it in a spot that's like kind of designated, and just like gently opens and closes her eyes. Orkira, it is your turn.
I'm gonna. How far away is her head?
You could get to the top of it.
Perfect. I want to get close enough that I could converse with her.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I will be for a moment. I'll actually fly there so I can get there really fast because we're
There you go,
above
yeah.
the water. Also, I want to get a look inside the volcano because there's a volcano on top of a turtle, and I'm like half praying to my god and half like complimenting the turtle. This is really nice. You just take this with you everywhere. That's really good. And then when I get to the front of the lady, I will speak in Celestial. On making some assumptions and say, hi, so Avren said that you were in trouble and we all came here to help. Is there anything else that you need?
You see her like big eyes gently open, and like I said, they're almost like glittery. They're filled with the void of like a million stars. And as she opens her eyes, she just says, you hear her little voice, and she says to you in common. And now you see her mouth like kind of crack open, and she's got like one of those little hooks, so it almost looks like she's smiling, kind of like an Aarakocra. And she says, "Thank you."
You're welcome. Phoenix says hi. We should talk, but is there anything else that you need?
Well, I'm happy I can breathe.
Yeah, breathing's good. I kind of like it too. How do you have volcanoes on your back? That's really cool. And that's all the Orkira, unless she thinks that like healing this turtle again is actually going to help. I'll do that. I'll do another first level cure wounds like as we're talking.
It will help. She's missing a lot of hit points.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, I will. While
37 to be metagamey.
She'll get another 8 back as I'll do a first level.
Perfect.
As I'm, she seems at least okay for the moment, and I'm like patting her on the shell, like eyeing those volcanoes, like, oh yeah, how does that work underwater? That's actually kind of neat. Yeah, that's it.
So with that, we would be at the top of initiative, but the last lieutenant only has 12 hit points left, and between you and me, chat, I feel like Freely and Avren can take them.
I'd love to hear how they just like describe the depth.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I just feel like they just stomp them out. Like, I feel like this is easy. So we'll go ahead and exit initiative, and let all the party kind of come together for this.
Really,
Like
I dropped my pitchfork. Can you give it to us? You know, I'm old and 2 million years old and everything. Hold on, fishy guy. I'm gonna get to you in a minute. I put my hand on the back of Freely's tiny shoulder and lift myself up.
Yeah. I'm like, you know what? Just you take it easy, Avren. I'll just
No. That's no. Hey, I want this to be very dramatic. oh, actually, I don't give a shit. I just stab him in the throat with its own trident. I'm like, and then I wiggle it, and I wiggle it some more.
You're reasonably sure it's dead.
Is it done?
I'll throw a couple extra Toll the Deads in there just to make sure.
Stab some more.
It's done.
I just lean in like,
Dong.
buddy, I know
Carol
where
of
you're
the
Double
going.
tap.
comes out. It's
Right?
overkill.
Buddy, I know
This
where
poor-
you're going,
poor
and
soul.
this is not the last time you're gonna see me, and you are gonna be so much warmer than you're used to.
I will just say, after Avren finishes the guy, Freely would head back for the submersible, actually, because I'm all like, does anybody remember where we parked?
Yeah.
Just blood and
Yeah.
dust.
Yeah.
This is like a theme park sort of parking garage-esque scenario, but you are able to find it. You come up on the
Keep hitting the keys.
I do have a locate object I can if we need to.
I would say
Oh,
you can
it's right
find it.
there.
You're
Why
able
are
to-
you all running?
Like, Sofieus was supposed to leave the parking light on. I can't see anything.
I go
down
over, I
here.
pick it up.
I'm still
Start
pulling
heading for the
teeth.
surface.
Don't panic, anyone. It might be a little bit more easy to see now with a giant cannon mounted to the top of it.
That is going to inhibit the structural integrity.
That is correct.
I try to swim to the surface. I'm just like, oh, Sofieus, look, teeth. I got you some teeth.
Oh, I love teeth. Thank you.
I do too. I'm bleeding a lot. Okay, cool. Everyone.
Reaches her hand down to pick Avren up.
Oh, hey, God. Turtle God that I don't worship. How you doing?
Here, Avren, you probably want to talk to your turtle god, not all bloody and stuff, and I will cure wounds on Avren.
Okay, perfect.
So you get, I rolled well. You get 10 hit points back.
You all gather on this like little sandbar in front of her face. Like I said, her head is huge. But her big eyes like gaze upon you all. And she says, "Thank you so much. I was trapped for so long and it was making me so angry. And I just thought myself when I'm angry, but you heard my call.
Why did they trap you?
They wanted my gift.
You
My
guys,
boon.
did something go wrong with my ears when we were coming up, or does she sound like she's 6?
Right? She sounds like really cute for how big she is. I mean, I like it. I just didn't expect it.
Also, she's had several generations of children.
Yeah, no, primordials age differently, and gods
I'm
definitely.
an adult.
Yes, you are.
yeah,
Yes,
no,
you're
yeah,
totally
yours,
an
yeah.
adult. I am also just like, I don't know, 5 editions old, and I haven't grown up, and so that should be your frame of reference. Okay.
Apologies, your turtleness. Glad we got here in time.
Yeah, you could hold your breath for a really, really long time.
Yeah, if I need to, I definitely can. But I gotta say, I don't like to be forced to.
I don't think anybody would like to be forced to hold their breath. How long were you down there for?
A long time. Normally, I submerge to cool my shell in my volcanoes, but I don't like to be down there for more than a month at a time.
A whole month?
I mean, I have to dunk freely in a barrel sometimes when it gets a little hot-headed, but yeah, I get that. Yeah.
Well, what are you gonna do now that you're free?
Well, I guess the first thing I should do is give you all my boon. I feel like you earned it.
Wait, are we all lucky boys now?
And you see, she puckers her lips at you first, Penelope.
What even is happening? I don't. What?
Am I supposed
Does
to
she
kiss
have
the
to
turtle?
make out with the turtle to get the boon?
Oh God, is that how you have to get the boo?
I mean, it's not a no. It's a
get
request for more
mono.
information.
I mean,
that is how you get mono.
The turtle
That's
has kind of a pointy mouth, so it might be kind of awkward and,
do you
painful.
want? Do you want a staph infection? Because that's just.
But like you'll get the boon out of
Kiss
it.
the turtle.
There's an
What
audience
is
for
the proper
everything.
protocol here? Because
Yeah.
that's something Alyndra would know how to observe. Or,
Yeah. Well, you
or
would
have been
remember
trained to
from the
observe. It might be a little different when you're actually facing a god, but
Alyndra would remember from the fair that there was a giant turtle statue that people would regularly kiss its beak for good luck. And as Penelope says, I'll kiss the turtle, and she bends over. Before you can even make contact, she blows like this bubble that envelops you. And as the bubble pops, you level up.
oh,
You
I wanna
feel
kiss the
a
turtle.
rush of arcane energy and just like empowerment as you become more powerful, permanently imbued with the turtle's grace.
Yay!
oh.
You guys gotta try it. It feels great.
Penelope, you look so powerful. I want to kiss the turtle.
And one by one, she like blows a bubble encompassing you, and then as the bubble pops, you level up.
I reluctantly come down from where I've been looking at the volcanoes on her back to get this bone. You like have to drag me away. I'm like, but there's lava up there. How's there lava on the top of a turtle? This is really. Okay.
I know it's fire. You love fire. We get it. We know. That's your thing. We got it.
Well,
So-
and you got the undead
Yeah.
thing, and I mean everyone
As-
got their thing.
As
so-
Yeah, that's
Avren
true.
approaches,
Well, I only kiss my wife, so I'm not kissing any turtle. I don't care how big the turtle is.
It's okay, Avren. It's not technically a kiss. She just puts you in a bubble.
How about from hug around the lips?
It's not polyamorous. It's polytheist.
she kind of has a moment where she's like, well,
Thank you, Jen.
I'm
Thank
not
you, Jen.
sure I
Thank you,
can
Jen.
help you, Avren, because, well, when I try to reach your essence, I have to fight another god for it. I
Well,
mean, unless you want to open your heart to nature.
I don't. Thank you though. I really appreciate it though. Like no, it's good. It's fine. I'm fine over here. No, go bless and pucker up to all my friends. They could use some leveling up.
Don't you think your soul could use a balm to ease your worries and your pains?
You have no idea. Thank you though.
So accept my gift. But you have to open your heart to it.
I don't deserve it.
What do we do when we don't deserve things? We make ourselves worthy of them.
We take them. Oh no.
Well,
No, we
maybe
don't
later.
take them. That's what those Sahuagin did.
I'll lean over to Sofieus and say, he'll listen to you.
I don't want to make him do anything he doesn't want to do.
You don't have to make him do anything, but I think if you suggest something, he might think he's worthy if you know.
I'm half dead, not deaf. You know.
Hey, Avren. I know you've made up your mind about this already, but do you remember all the times that I've died and you've brought me back? And all the times that you've died and I've brought you back? And all of the limbs that you've replaced. We will not mention you took them away, but you replaced them.
They're not yours. I replaced other people's, and sometimes I didn't replace them.
Not
so.
always necessarily mine. Do you remember all the times you've changed the very makeup of your being to help your friends?
Nope. Yes.
I think you do. So how can you sit here and say you are not worthy?
Well, nature isn't always kind, so I guess let's just do the nature thing then.
When you say that, you see her brow furrow and she says, oh, yeah, that's true. Nature? Oh, you should see me when I get mad. And you see like the volcanoes on her back kind of roil. And she says, nature has the fury of 1,000 storms and also the will to cure and heal but also the need to burn things down because that is the true reset, but also to grow things in its place.
You had me at burn things to the ground, and that's the true reset. Sorry, never mind. I'm back on task. Let's do this thing. Let's pucker up and let's get an extra couple of magics.
I mean, Avren, by definition, you are nature. You burn things down so that you can repair it.
Oh,
But ultimately, it is
I
your
am
choice.
nature.
So,
Okay.
You have the right to decide for yourself what you want to do.
I'm going to take what I'm not worthy of having.
You know, I'm glad you're gonna do it, cause is my back tired of carrying you, bro? Woo, man. So, yeah, you could just get a little upgrade.
Avren,
It'd be.
you may not believe in yourself, but we all believe in you, and it seems she does as well.
Well, she's 6. In primordial years. So there's that thing. So
she is not sick.
I'm
She
going
just
to-
has a soft voice.
I'm going to take the
People
thing.
are saying she sounds like Daisy, but clearly you don't know your daisies very well.
No, one of them is 6 and one of them is 6 million. There's a big difference.
With sinus and issues.
Also, Freely, the last time we were the same height, you were a mind flare. So just FYI. Yeah, no, fine. Let's do this. Let's get booned. Let's do the thing. Make me lucky. Make me a lucky boy. And then I'll burn the whole thing down.
So you like kind of connect with her sentience a little bit as the bubble grows around you. And as it does, and I'll let you choose, you will have to swap out one of your spells for daylight. But it'll be a special form of daylight, if that makes sense. And I'll let you know what it is in a second.
Yeah, that's no problem. I think I'm going
You
to
have to trade darkness for light.
Oh, gross. Well,
Well, you said you wanted to burn things down.
I'll trade in my I love tentacles and I love darkness, but I like the idea of my own daylight. So let's shed a little bit of light on some things instead.
All right. So you gain a level 3 spell. Remind me to email you the full spell text. You gain Ahavara's Daylight. So this is a modified version of the spell, which is a concentration. And you will deal additional damage and gain advantage on attacks made on creatures that are in the daylight, casting them in your glow. And this also dispels magical darkness in a 60-foot radius. So your mind suddenly gains a knowledge of this spell, the ability to spread lightness in your wake everywhere you go.
Oh, Avren, I think you're glowing a little bit. That's nice.
Yeah, it's like the salt water did wonders for you, man. Like, you look great.
Yeah, I like
It's
the
a
ocean.
natural exfoliator.
And preservative, so perhaps that was.
I've never had an issue with being preserved, but
I don't know. The little bits of you that keep falling off might beg to differ.
Excuse me. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. What were you gonna say, Avren? Sorry.
You're gonna miss when I was evil.
Evil
Because-
isn't something you are, it's something you do.
Oh, and watch what I'm gonna do.
Excuse your turtle goddessness. What is your
Ahavara.
name? Havara. Nice to meet you, Havara. Could I perhaps ask you a small question?
Of course.
We've been told something called Kretsala, a lightning worm, is going to come here and hurt a lot of people, and that you might know something about that.
Yes, there was a breach.
Yeah, and the big magic wall that keeps all the worms out, right?
Yes, a magical weapon was deployed during the war between the Marids and the land people, and one of them unleashed a giant weapon in an attempt to obliterate them, which it did wreak plenty of damage. Yes, the water was red that day, but in their folly, they punched a hole through the arcane ward, which now lies severed. And as long as there is a hole in the ward, creatures will get through it.
Is it possible to repair this rift?
It is. I can help you. And I will also beat the brakes off of this lightning worm.
Yay!
The lightning
We
worm
would
has
be honored
brakes?
to have your help.
I would be
Turtles.
honored to give it because you saved my life.
Oh,
The right
That's
thing
what-
to do.
that's what friends do, right?
Are we friends?
Oh,
I've never
absolutely.
had those. I've only ever had followers.
I just
That's
do
for
this
life.
to Penelope.
Friendship.
Oh my goodness. Well, I would love to be your friend.
We can have you over for dinner and breakfast and lunch and second breakfast. I hope you
I
like
think-
butter.
I think we
Um,
come over to her, Sofieus.
we-
Look at the size
we
of this
can
girl.
bring dinner and breakfast and lunch to her.
You haven't seen our second home.
So what do we do now?
Right out to meet Kretzala, I suppose. I mean, are we supposed to see Hank in a like check stopwatch
We
soon?
no, we told him that we had to go save the turtle god, and
yeah.
he said he was going to meet us in
2 days.
2 days. Thank you, Penelope.
So we should probably
Yeah, but wasn't
go
that
get
yesterday?
the Dave back and head back to shore.
Yeah.
Well,
Or-
nice turtle goddess lady friend, do you happen to know when exactly Kretzala is going to get here and what we need to do to repair the big hole in the magic barrier?
Yeah, because we were just gonna ask Hal's grandma, but apparently we've appealed to a higher authority here, like motioning at the turtle.
Mhm.
I'm also a higher authority. Thank you very much. That's so cool. That's cool. I'm right here.
Okay, Avren, do you know how to fix the hole in the magic barrier and how far away Kretzala is?
I never studied.
Okay, and then Orkira will turn back to the turtle goddess and say, so, can you help?
Well, I think I can. You know, a long time ago, my dad told me you could put just about anything back together with a little bit of spit and determination.
Your father
But-
is very intelligent.
My father was also very literal. So I wonder if I could repair it with my spit.
I mean,
Possibly.
you made us stronger with the
Which
spit,
thank you,
so
by
ma-
the way. We
yeah.
didn't thank
No,
you.
very
And we need to thank you for
yeah.
that. That was a
Yeah.
lovely
Yeah,
gift of
it-
you for you to give us.
yeah.
You're very welcome. I usually only give my boon away once every 3 years. So giving it away 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh, yeah. I don't know. Maybe I may have over rationed myself. I think I'm fine though. I feel pretty good.
Why every 3 years?
Well,
Okay.
that's how long it takes me to blow a snot bubble.
Oh, okay.
We should introduce you to a friend of ours named Daisy. She's got some techniques that I think she would have you up and running in no time.
Well, and we have a friend named Briv who likes to open portals with spit as well.
Well, it then
We're friends now.
We're
Yes.
saying portal is.
Yeah, in this case, we're trying to close one, so we need like the opposite of Briv's spit.
Well, reciprocity.
Maybe
Duality
if
magic.
Maybe,
and so on
maybe
and
if
so
he
forth.
farted on it or something like that would close it. Maybe that's
Yeah.
the key.
Ahavara, could you take us to where this rift is?
Yeah.
Because remember, we were told Kretzala's not the only one. She's through now, but if we wait too long, another one could come through, or 5 more. So if we can close this, we probably should
I
try.
agree. That's a smart thing to do.
How far away is the hole?
I can get you there pretty fast if you don't get seasick.
We haven't
fine.
yet. Yeah.
Okay.
Is there some, perhaps some remedy we could do in advance to prepare ourselves for that?
I think you did water breathing, and I think that fixes it.
So, point of clarification,
Mhm.
storyteller. When we were arriving, we saw what looked like a temple that was built into a shell. That was not her. That was a nearby
Yes.
structure to her, correct? I would like to look and see, is there any sign on her shell of people having physically like lived on her? Like, are there little caves? Are there
Yeah.
cave paintings? Like,
Now
I
that
mean,
you're
are there,
looking, you notice, yes, there are some waterlogged structures and things like that, almost like a tiki bar.
like, you guys, it's like there's like a village on here. Like, I mean, wait, there's a bar, and I turn and like go over towards the bar. Like, is there
There's a mini bar, or
does
is
the
there like
Phoenix
a
have a
fully
bar on its
stocked
back?
bar?
Wait,
We
wait.
do.
No, there's like
but
a fully stocked bar.
What
No,
the, like,
the Phoenix has a bar, but everything burns up really
actually,
fast. So you have
Alyndra
to
would
drink it really
put
fast.
this together pretty quickly. Is that people make a pilgrimage to her to pay her honor and to party.
And then
on
have
her
a
On
turtle
margarita.
spring
shell.
break, on the turtle.
I love it.
Spring
This is how you have to
Yes.
worship her.
Yes.
I suppose we might as well.
Yeah.
It's the right thing to do. It's the culturally appropriate thing to do. And
Yeah.
drinks, anyone?
Well, we don't want to
been a
be
long
rude.
day.
It's like
you know,
That's
inner
right.
tubing dialed up to 11. You lazily
Yep.
float around the ocean, around the coast on a giant turtle's
She's back.
Yeah.
Freely's eyes definitely light up when Alyndra's like, it's the culturally responsible and respectful thing to do. It's like armload of like bottles. Like, oh, okay, all right. Start pouring them up. Like this one, I learned this one in Super Duke.
Whiskey. You just get more whiskey.
No, just exactly. That's the point, because you get more whiskey. Avren, you let me do
No,
this. I am an artist,
What you call them?
sir.
Blended Scotch.
Artiste.
What?
Wait, did you lose your taste along with your ability to breathe? Trust me on this.
Just mixing whiskey with whiskey.
You know, again, it takes the edge off. Okay, you know, it is a blended
God, why don't
Scotch.
you
She's
just
right.
pour
you know?
Diet
Yeah.
Coke into it too? God.
I mean, do we
Oh!
have some? Wait, I was.
As we're climbing up into the
Right.
tiki bar,
Mhm.
Penelope, are all big turtles this nice?
Yeah, I'd like to think so.
Okay. I mean,
Yeah,
I trust your judgment about big turtles.
I like big turtles.
Yeah.
I think
This is
I
so
see
great.
Griff on my shoulder, like with a lei and with a coconut full of some beverage, just
Mhm.
kind of like
Sir.
judgily like drinking
Yeah.
out of it. But
Now that
also
you're
kind of
like on
a
the
little
surface,
tipsy, so not minding, and the
It's
judginess
like-
has toned down again.
mhm.
A-
Now that
and I
you're on the
think Grant's
surface,
hanging
like
out
in the
too.
sun, it's like kind of like there's a little bit of humidity from the volcanoes, but it's a good balmy type of humidity. And you feel like yourselves sort of just enjoy the benefits of a long rest, regardless of whether or not you spend 8 hours here. It's a very relaxing
Nice.
environment.
I would just say one last thing. After we've mixed the drinks and like fashion delays and things that are hanging out, I do go and I sit by the turtle's head and I tell her about all the babies that we rescued.
You've
I'm like,
rescued
"Oh, and there
all
was just-
those babies?
Oh yeah, and there was just this one. He's just like a big old boy. He was like bigger than me. And then like Sofieus summoned Alyndra summoned a floating disc. And they took some time to get their minds around that. And there were these weird like fleshy mosquito things. Didn't like those. But I just
Mhm.
tell her the whole story.
She like
basically.
nods appreciatively and she's like, yeah, my grounds that I lay my eggs in aren't as safe as they used to be. But what you did is important work because my children are the stewards of the ocean.
You know, glad we could help. And yeah, it was a little risky, but the people seemed into it. And you had a lot of worshipers and people making offerings. And yeah, you got a lot of people on your side.
You have a lot of friends down under wherever we are now. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Under the sea, as they
I
call
didn't
it.
realize I had so many friends. Well, since you're my friends, I'll give you this. And she like reaches back into her shell and pulls out a beautiful abalone shield and gives it to you freely.
Oh
Ooh, a
wow!
baloney shield. Nice.
No, it's not that. You know what? Yeah, that's what it is, Sofieus. It's a baloney shield. Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate this.
I hope you enjoy it. And for Penelope, as she converses with you, telling tales about her many goings on, you learn to take the form of a dire penguin as she talks about her vacations to Antarctica and the penguins that are her friends there.
This is the best gift you're gonna give me.
That's
You described it
amazing.
so well. I can picture it.
Yeah, and then they get on their bellies and then they they go down into the icy water and then they land and then they swim even deeper and then they come up with fish in their mouth and then they walk like this.
Okay, I can walk
And
like
then
that.
they do it again. And they
Penelope,
have
can you
really
ca-
big
catch fish
eyebrows
now?
like that owl over there. She points at Griff. They have really big eyebrows.
And Grant
then
kind
they
of
do that.
Griff turns to you and kind of goes,
Hmm.
So
and
you
goes
learn
back to
the
the drink.
form dire penguin. Not quite baby kraken.
It's better.
Everything's better when you're a well-dressed penguin. Yes,
Everybody's crazy about a sharp-dressed penguin.
exactly.
Mm-hmm. It's the most metal and brutal of penguins, a dire penguin. It's like not even black and white. It's all
I have to
black.
give credit to my buddy Todd Stafford for that one. He had the Christmas themed game that I played Daisy in for fun, and he mentioned a dire penguin, and I was like, I hope Daisy at some point can tell Penelope the story and teach her the dire penguin form.
I love him so much.
Shout out
I
to
would-
Todd Stashwick. Shout out
Yes,
Todd Stashwick.
thank you.
Yep.
Thank you
Oh,
so
Stashwick,
much.
you
Yes,
rock.
that's-
Somebody clip this for Todd for us, please. Shout out to Todd
Mhm.
Stashwick.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
ping
had-
it. I'll send it over to him.
Yeah, we hung out in a home game, and I was like, oh, and I played Daisy because she's just so much. You could just plop her into any setting and it works. So yeah, I was like, oh, I got to figure out a way for Daisy to tell Penelope that story. And then I was like, the turtle can tell the story.
Yay!
It is. There it
Thank
is.
you so much for joining me for today's game, y'all. You did it. You saved her. You leveled up.
Yay.
I
And now
finally
Penelope
got
is
to
a-
use my marble birdhouse. I've been dying to figure out what to do with it. It's such a magnificent thing that you gave me I don't know, 10 episodes ago.
Yep. And now it's a band-aid.
It's a marble band-aid.
Now it's a
marble
little
Band-Aid.
birdhouse in her soul.
It's a marble birdhouse in the
It's where all
turtle
of the
soul.
toucans that live on her on
Yeah.
her back normally can go and hang out and roost.
Then we can serve them drinks.
It's a spackle home.
I think
for
Grant's doing
toucans.
like flaming cocktails.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah,
using
Sir-
the lightning to zap something that ignites. So
Sir
they're
Biswalot is
flaming.
back there behind the bar helping Griff with
I
his,
love
his
that
two
this is-
tentacle arms.
Ending with at like a resort.
I hope
Mhm.
Sir Bisla is playing the accordion, like Pirates of the Caribbean #2 style. Just
There's-
like
Is now.
I'm like envisioning Orkira sunbathing by a volcano. Like that. I mean,
Sunglasses on.
Heck yeah. And Penelope every once in a while comes to the top of the volcano to slide down as a dire penguin. And I've just got a perfectly toasted marshmallow. I'm just like, here you go. And then she goes sliding back down again as a penguin.
Sophia's is gonna lay out in the sun, but she's like fully decked out in leather and straps and capes and belts.
But then you
And
don't
she
have to
just-
worry about sunburn.
There
She
you go.
just takes off the one shoulder piece and she's like, yes.
Goth
That's the
sunbathing.
plan.
oh,
Yep.
that was a good for 1 year.
You blind all the turtles.
Just abalone Sophia's there. There you go. Yeah.
Oh man.
Alyndra's hair,
Thank
which
y'all
is usually
so
stick
much.
straight,
Wait,
is all
who's-
wavy from the humidity.
Yes.
Yep. Mhm.
Mhm.
This is
Who is,
fantastic.
who is brighter right now, Sophia's or Avren?
Oh,
Ooh,
Avren.
Avren's dead.
You see my calves.
It's true.
I'm natural.
That's
Like
true.
I'm weirdly naturally tan, but
you
also
you have a new light emanating from you right now,
Mhm,
don't
true.
you?
that's not going to help that.
I would say you would see freely change like before your very eyes. He becomes like this color. It's like just like right there. Like just like activate the melanin defenses.
As my brother would say, fish belly white.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, thank
No
you
one
all
comes
so
near
much
Orkira
for
because I'm just like all
rolling
the
with-
light is just bouncing.
how weird this, because I wanted to do something different for the final boss, and it just turned out so perfectly. Because I was like, is a giant fight with a baby kraken, sahuagins, and chains gonna be something that my players can't figure out? And y'all figured it out, and it was amazing. So thank you so much for just being great. You know, this was super fun, and for
For a
saving
fun fight.
our
It was-
goddess.
It was the second fair,
Mm-hmm.
as far as I'm concerned, because there was a ride for me. I
True.
had a lot of fun.
And now we just got to fix the world.
Not at all
Yeah.
what I thought you were gonna do, Sophia. It's all I have to say. Not at all.
It never is.
We need
Yeah.
fan art of like the bottom of the turtle shell with like a little Sofieus just cartwheeling through the water.
Mhm.
Fit and duct tape.
Lots of duct tape.
There you go.
Yeah.
Just saying that Kraken is lucky it hurt my friend and got to live. You know? Right.
Let's go around and get some shout outs going. Hope, take it away.
Hi, I'm Hope LaVelle. You can follow me on Twitter at the Hope LaVelle, and you can listen to me play some D&D on Attackers of Opportunity, wherever you can find podcasts.
Fantastic. Todd.
I'm Todd Kenreck. I play Avren, and I'm married to the most amazing woman on the world, Meagan Kenreck.
Fantastic.
That's you.
Meagan.
It's me.
It's you.
Hello, I am Meagan Kenreck. I am on Twitter. I am on Twitch at Meagan Kenreck, and I am an eternal Twitch lurker. So I've probably hung out in your chat and not said anything. I apologize for that.
I mean, Lauren is in every chat and says enough for all of us. So
Yep.
it's
Mhm.
I,
There you go.
I'm not
Lauren?
everyone, but lurking and loving is definitely a thing. So
Lurking and loving and working. Lurking
Exactly.
and working.
lurking and working.
I'm with you,
Lurking.
Todd.
And and
and
Uh,
working.
Todd and Erler.
And
Yeah.
twerking. And twerking. Lurking.
It's working.
And
Sure, why not?
twerking.
All right. It's gone away from us.
Yeah, okay. All right. Yeah.
How does one
Lauren,
lurk
When does
and
it
twerk?
not?
Who are you? Where can people find you?
I'm Lauren Urban. I'm the community manager for D&D Beyond. You can find me wherever D&D Beyond is sold. You can also find me on Twitter as Obo Lauren. And yeah, as the holidays come, tell me about your games that are coming up, and I'll come and lurk and work in your chat.
Jen.
Hey, I am Jen Kretchmer. You can find me on Twitter as @DreamWisp. You can find me on Twitch as DreamWispJen. I'm around doing all sorts of things. I'm the creator of the Accessibility and Tabletop Gaming resource guide, which you can find in my pinned tweet. And I do writing, acting, producing, directing, all the things. So yeah, come hang out.
Mhm.
Thanks for being here today.
Yeah, we appreciate it. B Dave.
Happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, Dungeons and
Hagsameya.
Dragons, a Dark and Wish. We are dark this week. We'll be back on the 7th, January 7th, for the remainder of the season. Thursdays, 5 Pacific. Do a bunch of things, bunch of places. Like I said, world builders. You know, if you can donate something somewhere where it's going to help some people, it's a tough time of the year. It's a tough time emotionally. Reach out, let people know that you love them. I promise you, if you just want to tell somebody, hello, hi, I was thinking about you, you are not bothering them. I promise you. Speak up, tell people that you love them, and I love you. And we'll see you when we're back for this in January.
Happy New
Follow me on
Year.
the tweetagrams.
That was a good thing to bring up. We are actually going to be dark next week, so we will see you all in the new year. Yeah, thank you so much for being with us on this wild journey. We've had such a great year hanging out with you all. Oh yeah, also hello, I'm Jasmine, that bronze girl Bhullar. You can find me on Twitter at that bronze girl. You can find me on my channel at that bronze girl, where I stream just about every single day. Yeah, thank you so much for joining us tonight and letting us be a part of your Tuesday nights.
Love you all.
Tasha's Cauldron of Everything is available now on D&D Beyond. Purchase before January 5th to unlock the Cauldron dice set, as well as character sheet backdrops, themes and frames.